Hi, this is Mark Mopp, and I'm here with Paul Schreiber, and he's the go-to person on the history of the White Lake Presbyterian Church. And this is extremely interesting to me because, you're a brand new member at the church, like Karen and me, and then you come in, and it's like you're curious about the past. So I'm going to get educated today. So
let's go back to the beginning of this church. It was organized in 1835. Just to put it in perspective, that's 2 years before Michigan became a state. And they had 10 people that were the charter members. And unfortunately, the Voorhees didn't come for 2 years, so they weren't charter members. But they've been here since 1937 when Michigan became a state.
wow.
So, and I come from the Voorhees clan. They started coming over here, several of them from Ireland. In fact, one lady, this is back when the Christians were being hunted down in Ireland because they weren't Catholic, and she baked her Bible in a loaf of bread and brought it over. I don't know that we still have that Bible, but we still have the story. And I met a descendant of that woman a couple of days ago.
Huh.
And that's from the Gardner family.
Wow.
And she told the same story, so it must be true. And I'd never met her before.
Huh.
So they brought that over, so we had a Bible. And we had a lot of people that were very strong Christians. And they said, let's start a church. And they did that. And they had a minister that was coming out here from Pontiac every Sunday to preach. But he walked out here every Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't have a horse. And he just walked.
That's getting up early.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what time they had church, but yeah, he walked out here. Down White Lake Road, I believe.
Yeah.
And because that's where the church was at the time. And talk about that for a minute. We had a church that was a log cabin. That was the very first building we had. We don't have a picture of it, but we do know that we had one. We've had 3 or 4 since then, before this one. And 2 of them had pretty big fires. The one 2 churches ago actually burned down to the ground. And they hauled the pump organ, and a couple of pews, and some pulpit stuff, and just whatever they could grab, they could get out. There was no fire department. There were no water hookups. So they just had to kind of stand and watch it burn.
Wow.
And it was all made out of wood, so it burned very well. And when that was done, then they decided, well, we're going to build a new church. And they did that. Pretty much in the same place, on the same site.
Now, the church previous, the one that we're in now, is that... that church is still there.
Yes, it's at the corner of Ormond Road and White Lake. It's a Baptist church now. That was built after the other one burned in 1941.
Yeah, you were telling me earlier that they were the first wedding in the church, right?
They were the first anything in the church.
Okay.
They carried the piano from the manse, across the road where the minister lived. The piano, which they had saved from the fire, they carried that into the church the morning of the wedding.
So I know that your mom and her mom played.
Yes.
So now at that wedding, did one of them play?
I think somebody else did.
Okay, yeah.
No, mom didn't play at her own wedding.
Yeah.
That would be
that wouldn't make sense.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah,
but no,
my wife would probably shoot me if she heard to say that. So, so then the original piano, did that end up coming here then?
No,
No. Okay. Just was
it
curious.
got to be in really bad shape
Yeah.
and it got
Yeah.
thrown away.
Yeah. So, and then when did we make the move to this church
Made
here
the move-
on White Lake Road?
Yes.
I mean on
M59.
M59.
We moved here in 1989 or 91.
Okay.
I remember that because my daughter, Amanda, had just been born
Huh.
a couple of days previously. And on the way home from the hospital, we stopped here to see. They were finishing baseboards in the building. And we stopped in to see what they were doing. And that's what they were doing. And we stayed for longer than we should have probably. But we just wanted to see what was going on.
Yeah.
At that point, there was always something happening and you never knew what it was. Until you stop to see. So there's a lot of interest.
So I'm going to recommend anybody that wants to know anything about this church, they should talk to you. And this has been a great interview. Gave me perspective on where we've came from. Thanks, Paul.
My pleasure.